TixSearcher.com presents 13 rock music festivals you must attend before you die. If you love rock music and wish to experience mainstream and hard rock bands, these are the 13 rock music festivals you must attend, and not just for the music, but for the atmosphere and fun of it all. Number 1. Austin City Limits Music Festival. Tied to the popular PBS music series Austin City Limits, the Austin City Limits Music Festival caters to rock fans who enjoy acts in the mainstream. Austin City Limits Music Festival usually, but not always, runs during a weekend in September and takes place in Zilker Park in Austin, Texas. Number 2. Download Festival. The Download Festival happens every June over one weekend at Donington Park in Leicestershire, UK. Download, which debuted in 2003, has spotlighted up-and-coming groups as well as veteran bands. There are a ton of bands playing on different stages during the 3-day event, so it's important to map out your itinerary in advance. Number 3. Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza was founded in the early 90s by Perry Farrell, the frontman of Jane's Addiction, and was once a traveling summer festival highlighting alternative rock bands such as Soundgarden and Rage Against the Machine. The festival relaunched in 2005 in Grand Park, Chicago, and became a weekend-long summer event with a wider musical focus. Recent editions have featured everyone from Kanye West to the Hold Steady, positioning Lollapalooza as one of the most eclectic festivals in the world. Number 4. Reading Festival. This festival is held in Reading, UK, over the last weekend in August. Rock bands of all stripes appear at the festival, including Guns N' Roses, Blink-182, Queens of the Stone Age, and Paramore. One memorable moment of this festival occurred in 1992, when Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain was taken to the stage in a wheelchair, alluding to rumors that he was horribly addicted to drugs and was in declining health. Number 5. Rock on the Range. Rock on the Range takes place every May in Columbus, Ohio, and brings together hard rock and metal for a weekend festival. Hinder, Stone Temple Pilots, and Alice in Chains are some of the big names that have played at Rock on the Range. Soundgarden and Metallica were on the schedule for 2017. Since its inception in 2007, Rock on the Range has stayed true to its motto, Where Rock Lives. Number 6. Roskilde Festival. The Roskilde Festival is held in Roskilde, Denmark, and is one of the oldest and most celebrated rock festivals in the world. The festival began in 1971 and has featured bands like Guns N' Roses, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Oasis, Nine Inch Nails, and Smashing Pumpkins. In the US, it is perhaps best remembered for the tragic death of 9 fans who were killed when the crowd rushed the stage during Pearl Jam's 2000 performance. The Roskilde Festival usually runs about a week from the end of June to the beginning of July. Number 7. Rock am Ring and Rock im Park. Rock am Ring debuted in 1984 to mark the opening of an improved Nürburgring and took its organizer by surprise when 75,000 people attended. The 34 years since then have seen it gain a sister event, Rock im Park in Nuremberg, and cement its place at the top of the rock tree. The festival features acts and bands like Foo Fighters, Muse, Marilyn Manson, and others. The festival takes place during June in Nuremberg and Nuremberg, Germany. Number 8. Nova Rock Festival. Packed full of attitude, Nova Rock's very first edition set a very high bar, with System of a Down, Marilyn Manson, Green Day, and The Prodigy on the lineup. Over a decade on, Nova Rock is still making Austria's easternmost state, Burgenland, one of Europe's most important rock destinations. The festival takes place in June in Nickelsdorf, Austria. Number 9. Bock Super Rock. This festival takes place in Lisbon, Portugal, and brings together the best of a music festival and beachside holiday. The days are spent exploring the city or lounging on the beach, while the nights are passed to the soundtrack of alternative and indie greats. Bock Super Rock takes place in July. Number 10. Wacken Open Air. Turning 28 in 2018, Wacken started small and gradually worked its way from local acts up to the biggest bands in heavy metal. It is the largest metal festival in Germany and has had Rammstein, Deep Purple, Motorhead, Slayer, and Megadeth play in recent years. Takes place in August in Wacken, Germany. Number 11. Primavera Sound. Primavera has spent the last 15 plus years building up a formidable reputation and a following to match. Indie rock is probably the best description for its style, illustrated by performances by bands like Arctic Monkeys, The National, and Haim. Takes place on May or June in Barcelona, Spain. Number 12. Rock Werchter. This festival has a history of almost 4 decades behind it, starting in 1976, and has received the International Live Music Conferences Award for Best Festival in the World 5 times. This festival spread its musical net wider than most festivals, putting on artists like Haim and Ellie Goulding alongside the likes of Metallica, Kings of Leon, Pixies, and more. Takes place on July in Werchter, Belgium. Number 13. Hellfest Open Air. This festival is about as heavy as they come. Nu metal, metalcore, thrash metal, cross-punk, and Viking metal are just a few of its stated genres. It lasts for 3 days and features 7 stages crammed to the rafters with the most specialist lineup around. Hellfest Open Air takes place in June in Clisson, France. Thank you for watching, we hope you enjoyed our video. If you did, please like, share, comment on our videos and subscribe to our channel. We also recommend you visit our site at TixSearcher.com for interesting entertaining facts, stories, articles and more on your favorite bands and musicians. Also, if you're looking to go to a concert anytime soon, our site is a great place to compare ticket prices to music concerts, shows, festivals and much more. So check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks again, have a great day, rock on!